This is our board hang on.
Yeah, unless
You're
that's
crazy.
I won't go in there. Yeah,
Have you ever been nearly taken out as a kid? I have.
by
Just the
person.
waves, like the water, like rips, and
Oh yeah,
we understand, just how
dangerous it is.
to see a couple of Chinese tourists get in there, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I saw one probably a year and a half ago. We were out the rocks at Snapper there, and there's just a few local crew. I'm not local, obviously, but there was an Asian guy sort of just drifted through the middle of us, and I assumed he was with someone else, and then just kept drifting out to sea.
Wow.
I said to one of the boys, "Is he with you?" No, I thought he was with you. No, turn around, go on.
Wow.
So I'm assuming he went over to D-Bar, but I don't know.
On a trawler.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was pretty funny. Not for him, I'm sure,
Right.
but it was pretty funny just going, I thought he was with you, man. No.
Wow. So when did you? I was thinking about you driving from Ascot. When did you start to surf then?
Oh, I started when I was 9.
Okay.
So when we moved to Adelaide,
Yep.
we moved to a place called Port Wollonga,
Yep.
or Aldinga. Port Wollonga is quite famous for a place called Star of Greece Cafe.
Okay.
It's a beautiful little cafe. It's always on the getaways and all that sort of thing. 2 lesbians used to own it.
Yep.
And they would they were awesome. And it was a rundown little shack. We'd come in winter days surfing in Adelaide, cold, mate.
Right.
Full steamer and with no cars. So
Is this the western side of?
no,
You got Glenelg down the bottom.
oh
there?
further
Right.
along. So another 40, 50 minutes drive further
Okay.
along on the way to Victor Harbour, sort of thing. So sort
Yeah,
of
right. So in the Great Australian Bight, not that I know much about. I spent a lot of time in Adelaide, but
yeah,
everywhere was flat. Glenelg. And,
yeah. So if you go to Glenelg, you just keep going
Okay.
along the coast
Right. Okay.
to Seaford, sort of.
Where everyone gets eaten by sharks.
Well, yeah,
Abalone divers.
yeah.
isn't it?
Well, where I grew up, so we were in one spot in Adelaide. And then Mum and Dad bought a house there, Port Wollonga, and there's a reef called Dinga Beach Reef, and that's where Rodney Fox got bitten.
Right.
And Rodney Fox is a big white pointer,
Yeah.
conservationist now.
Yep.
And there's apparently a shark breeding ground off the coast there, and there's been, I've seen a not a great white, but sort of a pretty big shark surfing one day, and we were coming home one day actually from high school. We used to catch a bus to Wollonga, and there was coppers and ambulance and everything on the foreshore, and a diver had been taken, and they found a bit of his lung and a bit of his hand.
Ooh.
That was it. Nothing left. But they're big beasts down there, big fish.
Yeah.
They're just some of the guys that I've spoken to divers down there, and one of them was it's an aquatic reserve, but further off is just a big sheer drop, and you're allowed out there. And one of them was out there, and he reckons he was just digging around on the reef for abalone or whatever he was doing. I don't know. And then that had his head back to the ocean, head to the reef, and just felt the hairs of his neck stand up, and he reckons he turned around, and this big just freight train came at him, and then just went whoosh, straight up. So it was chasing whatever was up there, but just whoom, gone.
He just got reminded of.
Oh yeah,
his place in
you're
the
so
world.
insignificant, mate.
Wow.
And if they want you, it's just going to take you.
Yeah.
There's not going to be nothing left of you.
I read a good one that I always think about when I'm in the water. Sharks.
Oh,
They don't
I'm
care
like-
about you, whichever way you look. No, sharks. What's it? Oh, here we go, stuffing it up. They don't matter about. Stuff
They
it
don't
up.
care
Either
what
way
you
you
are?
look at it. No,
Yeah.
either way you look at it, they don't care about you.
Yeah. They don't.
Like they eat you.
I'm
They just don't-
mate. I'm shit scared of sharks. My mates bag me all the time, but I just,
I'm sure it's on all our minds. Sometimes
At
it
the
just
moment,
feels a
yeah.
bit sharky. You get this feeling of like,
yeah. Well, I haven't surfed further down south for a good. I went the other day, and that was the first time I was on hiatus. A few months I haven't been down there, and there's pumping waves if you just go a little bit further.
right.
But just nah.
Nah. See,
Just-
Byron, you've got that. What's that island
Hey,
there?
Byron's full of sharks. Mate. Yeah.
Well, now that they tagged them, that little rock out there, what's it called? Shark
Julian
Rock.
or something?
Yeah, Julian Rocks. I think
Yeah.
the locals call it Shark Rock or something.
Yeah.
But that's a breeding ground.
Yeah.
It's a only grey nurse, but it's
I was out at
From what I
I was out
understand.
at the pass.
listen to me talking crap I barely know.
I was
Again,
out at the pass, and they've got, I don't know, I guess a couple of local grey nurses that no one's afraid of, And these they're pretty solid things come underneath me, big fish, and I shit myself, knocked into some local, like, fuck, shark. He's going, what are you doing, mate? It's the shark.
That's
right
Barry.
there. Yeah. Goes, mate, just great nurses, don't worry about it. I don't
How
care.
did you know?
I don't care, mate. Sorry for bumping into you. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Mate, that's scary. That's scary. Have you seen one yet?
No.
While you've been surfing?
No. No. And I hate saying that because the more I say it now, no, I've never seen one. They're not around. Like, don't be too confident.
Yeah.
The greatest thing I ever saw was at Cabarita. Beautiful crystal day. Never been in the surf at Cabarita before. I was visiting some chick. Took my board and paddling out, and it would you had to paddle a fair way out, or just jumped in the wrong spot to the bank. Yeah, and I found myself get out there finally. Set up my board, and I'm like, this is just beautiful. It was like 11 in the daytime, so I was really late in the day. Massive black thing underneath me. It was one of those huge manta rays. Yeah, rip, but it was only a couple of meters below me. The water was so crystal. But
there's some cool shit in the ocean, though, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. But I had the feeling, like, and it was instant panic. Like,
oh yeah. Well, we growing up in Adelaide, we used to do a trip. You're good? Yeah, used to do a trip over to Yorks every year or so, and it's sharky over there, man. We were surfing this place called Daly Heads, and it was shit, like not great, and I was getting ready. The boys were taking their time, and I paddled out. Heaps of mullet in the inshore or whatever. So paddling through them, heaps of seaweed, kelp, and dirty south kelp, so thick, yuck kelp,
creepy,
yeah, not little leafy bits. And dark water too down there. SA's dark water. And just ominous, And I'm sitting there and there's all these boils coming up from whatever as the waves are going past. And it was small, wasn't even worth it being out. But I'm a grommet, I don't care. And no fear back then. Right. And then I see this few ripples coming up. And then this seal pops its head up. Like a rogue seal, not a cute little seal. This thing was rogue and had chunks out of it and just a dirty seal. And I splashed it and yelled at it. Mate, didn't give a shit. Just went, nah. It just went under again. I was out of there. I was like, nah, I'm gone, man. That's it. This thing will bite me or something will bite me. I'm out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but when you're a grommet, you don't give a shit. Paddling out by myself.
Hey, which is pretty interesting that kids aren't taken.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I heard about in Darwin? Or the old story was the Aboriginal people wouldn't swim when the dogs were,
because that attracts all the crocs and stuff.
All right. So, but every time in Currumbin Creek, you'll see dogs and people swimming the entire width.
Oh,
I've seen a shark. I've seen a couple of sharks at Currumbin Creek, which I don't want to say on the podcast because my mate owns the stand-up paddleboard shop.
That's all right. You cut this out. Cut it all out. Yeah.
But just little bull sharks.
Yeah. But still, mate, they take your finger off.
Yeah. But what I was getting at, with so many grommets in the water worldwide, you'd think sharks would, looks pretty easy. Yeah. Little baby seal.
But
wouldn't that be a horrific world?
That last guy, not the last guy, but
your kids are getting eaten.
That kid did get eaten up at Ballina. Oh. That was, I don't know, a couple of attacks ago. It's sad to say that, isn't it? A couple of attacks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid before school.
Okay.
He wasn't tiny grommet, but, teenager.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Happens a little bit. Talking about Currumbin Creek, we had a footy camp up here years ago now. And we had to run across, where that fenced area is? Near the, so you go around the bend up towards Elephant Rock or whatever that rock's called, yep.
Oh, yeah. You got that
little, in the water I'm talking about, the fence bit in the water. Yep. So I guess it's netted or whatever it is.
Yep.
And we had to do a massive road run and then run up those stairs and then had to run back down.
The stairs are hard, yeah.
Oh, they suck. And across the water. So they're running through and this big Kiwi fella, I was talking about sharks and stuff. So he's behind me and I've ducked down under the water and then come up and grabbed him and pulled him under and just shit.
Wow.
Yeah, one of those.
I've seen dolphins in that
in the
water, and a couple of times I've seen this little shark. Yeah. And a few guys have seen it since.
Yeah, it's probably a local. Be a big shark soon.
Yeah. But again, like all they need to do is like bite you like a dog. They're like a dog.
Yeah.
They don't really want us, but they might just go, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah. What's that?
take a leg off.
What's that up there? Yeah.
So you got so good at surfing, you started to compete.
Did I tell you that?
No. No, but I searched you out. I was like, okay, what, you know.
Yeah.
People who are involved in sort of competitive things tend to get into other competitive.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
things,
yeah, I'm
or
pretty
you-
competitive, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister always hated that. But yeah, not any good, mate. I'm not that good. But it's just fun.
Right. But, you know, I was
Sort of
confident enough to actually have a go.
Mm.
I don't, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Joined a couple of board riders. I was in one of the first board riders in SA, Microgroms. Yeah. The one on the mid for the kids. So I was in that, and what else have I competed in? I don't know, just a couple other things, board riders and a few things. One of the Brisbane companies put on. Actually, they do a corporate challenge as well. I went in that last year, just for fun. That was really cool. Occy was there.
Right.
It was there. There's Lane Beachley and
Yeah, what beach?
D-Bar.
Okay.
At D-Bar, yeah, it's just a corporate event they do, like for a fundraiser for kids.
Right.
Yeah, that was fun, man. Yeah, but I don't rip.
No? What about barrels?
Oh, yeah.
I've been surfing beach breaks forever. Like
Yeah.
when I first started really surfing, I was living in Surfers Paradise.
Yeah.
Just beach break. So
Yeah.
my style of surfing is pretty crap for that reason. It's like attack the wave before it's just
Yeah, you
clean.
have to get in quick. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Well, I sort of like, I like snapper, so I sort of wind up a little bit, and
Yeah.
beachy's a bit hard. Damn it, it's all over.
Yeah.
Although I surfed a little, I'm not going to tell you where it was because I'm getting shit, but surfed a little bank not far from here
Right.
a couple of weeks ago, and my mate always talks it up. He's a local boy, and every time I've just got skunked out there, thought it was shit. Straight handers, yeah, let's go surf this joint. Straight handers, awesome. And man, it was fun. It was fun, just as swell was hitting it right. He said, mate, it's always like this. No, dude, it's not, but today it is. I'll give you that. Yeah, it was fun as.
So what's your routine then? When do you wake up in the morning?
Oh, man. Early. I don't sleep too much, Drew.
No?
Nah, not too much. Sort of, yeah, I don't sleep
What time
too
do you go
much
to
at
bed?
all. Oh, it just depends. I do a bit of photography.
Yep.
Or a lot of
You
photography.
got a great Instagram,
Oh, geez, man.
Sensei Odell.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That stuff interests me, hey?
Yeah,
Like
me too.
growing that stuff out, and, like, therethere's opportunities there for people now to become part of an industry that's never there.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're a similar era to me, if they had this at school, man, like, Google wasn't even at school.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to study.
Yeah.
Just look up a couple things.
I've said it before on this, but I don't know if you've ever seen Tinder, but my mate showed me Tinder one night. We're in the McDonald's car park.
Yeah.
And he's blind off his head. Like, really blind. Annoyingly, so he's flicking his phone all night. And Tinder had been around for a year or more before I actually saw, and he had one of those big iPhones, so with a huge screen.
Yeah.
And for the first time, I saw Tinder.
Yeah.
And it's just huge faces of these chicks. Excuse me. And he's just going, I think it's just no or yes or ticking them or something, whatever it was. I can't remember. But after a while, it blew me out, like just how some ladies didn't know how to take or they didn't have the eye for what a good photo actually is. And I'm not saying in looks, angles, backgrounds.
Yeah.
And then bang, you'd see someone who is a photographer by nature, which you are. You could tell by looking at your shots what's good and what's bad, and what you need to crop out, or like what makes a good looking.
Well, it's an advert, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially that. Like you're advertising for either whatever you're doing, friend or more. So you got to, it's like these when you want people to come to your gigs because you got cool stuff up there.
Yeah,
not walk past and just,
Yeah, so only a few of us really care.
Yeah.
Right? So we actually are born to go, oh, that photo, I need to do something.
Yeah. Well, there's actually studies where you can, and a couple of my mates are talking about it the other day because they were trying to set up one of the boys with a Tinder profile. They're saying, right, you need to have, I I can't even remember what the things are, right? But X amount of photos. I think it's 3 doing certain things. So one